What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you thought the Brittney Griner headlines were done, you might want to sit down for this one. Because what just happened between Brittney Griner and Fox News host Pete Hegseth is nothing short of unbelievable. After months of heated legal wrangling, Pete Hegseth has officially won his shocking defamation case against Brittney Griner, and the verdict has sent shockwaves through both the sports world and media landscape. And get this, the ruling could have devastating implications for Griner's Olympic comeback, potentially shattering her final shot at representing Team USA again. This isn't just a court win, this is a career earthquake. A clash between a polarizing athlete, a conservative commentator, and the culture war surrounding them both. Before we break down every twist of this bombshell case, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on notifications, because this story is going to get even wilder from here. The drama began months ago when Brittney Griner, during a podcast appearance, took a veiled jab at what she called certain media figures who weaponized patriotism for clicks. She didn't say Pete Hegseth's name directly, but everyone knew who she meant. Hegseth, a former Army officer and outspoken Fox News personality, had previously criticized Griner for her changing stance on the national anthem and her comments about reevaluating what America means. Hegseth fired back publicly, calling Griner's remarks slanderous, damaging, and un-American. Then he took it one step further and filed a defamation lawsuit. "You can't smear a veteran's honor for attention," Hegseth said in his legal filing. Enough is enough. What began as media back and forth turned into a high-profile courtroom showdown that captivated the nation. The courtroom scenes were pure theater. Cameras weren't allowed inside, but leaks from reporters painted a picture of two very different people standing for two very different Americas. Griner's team argued that her remarks were protected free speech, that she never mentioned Hegseth by name, and that the lawsuit was a political stunt. Hegseth's attorneys countered with receipts, showing social media posts, interviews, and podcast snippets where Griner allegedly implied Hegseth stood for everything wrong with blind nationalism. The turning point came when a media analyst testified that Griner's comment directly affected Hegseth's sponsorship and network appearances, proving financial harm. After weeks of deliberation, the judge ruled in Hegseth's favor, citing clear reputational damage caused by targeted statements. The courtroom gasped. Hegseth smiled. Griner walked out silently, and that's where things get even more devastating. Just weeks before the Paris 2028 Olympic qualifiers, reports now say that Griner's ongoing legal trouble could disqualify her from Team USA consideration. An official close to the Olympic Committee said privately, "The optics are bad." The committee wants focus on unity and inspiration, not controversy. For Griner, this might have been her final chance at Olympic redemption after everything she's been through, from her detention in Russia to her polarizing return to the WNBA. Now, that dream might be over. As you can imagine, the internet exploded. Supporters of Pete Hegseth hailed the verdict as a win for accountability and free speech. On X, formerly Twitter, #HegsethVictory began trending within hours, with comments like, "Finally, someone stood up to celebrity activism." Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. Meanwhile, Griner's defenders called it a witch hunt. WNBA players, activists, and fans flooded timelines with posts of support. They're punishing her for speaking truth. This is bigger than basketball. This is silencing women of color who speak up. The divide couldn't be sharper, and both sides are claiming moral victory. Moments after the verdict, Hegseth addressed reporters outside the courthouse with a fiery statement. "This was never about politics. This was about honor. I served my country proudly. I won't let anyone, no matter how famous, tear that down." He went on to say he hoped the case would set a precedent for public accountability in media narratives. Critics accused him of milking the win for attention. But his supporters? They say he just defended his name, and won. Griner's team, meanwhile, has vowed to appeal. Her attorney released a sharp statement minutes after the ruling. "We strongly disagree with the verdict. Brittney's words were never defamatory, and this decision sets a dangerous precedent for athletes and activists everywhere." Behind the scenes, sources close to Griner say she's emotionally drained and considering taking time away from basketball while regrouping legally and personally. Her WNBA teammates have publicly supported her, posting messages like "We got you, BG," but even inside the league, there's tension. Some executives reportedly fear the case could reignite debates around politics and sports, something the league desperately wants to avoid. This ruling doesn't just affect Griner, it sends shockwaves through the entire landscape of athlete activism. If athletes start being held legally accountable for political or social comments, that could change everything, from how players give interviews to what they post online. Sports lawyers are already calling it a watershed case that could reshape how freedom of speech intersects with fame, influence, and controversy. And for Brittney Griner, it's a brutal reminder that in today's America, every word carries a price. Pete Hegseth's courtroom triumph might be over, but the debate it ignited is far from settled. Is it justice or overreach? Accountability or censorship? For now, one thing's clear. Brittney Griner's Olympic hopes are hanging by a thread, and the battle over truth, image, and patriotism is far from finished. If you're new here, welcome to the truth, drama, and deep dives behind the headlines. Make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and tell us in the comments.